Hello, good morning.
നമസ്കാരം. കനേഡിയൻ നെഹ്റു ട്രോഫി ബ്രാംപ്ടൺ ബോട്ട് റേസ് എന്ന ഈ ഇവന്റിന് എല്ലാവിധ ആശംസകളും നേരുന്നു. ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷത്തോടെ ഒരുപാട് നാളുകൾക്ക് ശേഷം കാനഡയിലെ മലയാളികൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒത്തുചേരാനും കോവിഡ് പ്രോട്ടോകോൾ എല്ലാം പാലിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വളരെ സുരക്ഷിതമായി ഈ ഒരു ഇവന്റ് ആഘോഷമാക്കി തീർക്കാനും സാധിക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് ആശംസിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു.
Very good morning. Today we have a 46th episode of the Brampton Malayalam Samajam's Doctor Live. Last 46 weeks we are having this Doctor Live. Today lucky we have a very special guest with us this morning, Honorable MB Sonia Sidhu. He's a very good supporter of Brampton Malayalam Samajam and our boat race especially. She been there boat race last few years and she was supporting always us. Last week, unfortunately, our kickoff, she can join with us, and today she's with us to meet our committee members and BMS teams and other general other members. So we are so happy to have MB Sonia Ji with us today. And a very good news we want to announce today. She is also joining our boat race committee as the chairperson of the media wing. MB Sonia Sidhu is our joining the Brampton boat race team. So that's a great good news. We have a MB, a senior MB, who is very active in Brampton. She is also joining the part of the boat race. So we are sure with this way we can have a boat race. It's going to be a big event. We already have all the MBs, all the MVPs, everybody is in our team, and I'm sure MB Sonia Ji can do a lot of help for our boat race, and she can help with the teams, media, and all stuff. And really happy moment for Brampton Malayalam Samajam having all these very special people to our team for conducting this boat race as a big event. Today we have a Dr. Live is going on, 46th episode of Dr. Live. Dr. Safia Sani, she is expecting to join any minute. And today we have a welcome speech will be Sheila Pudukeril, and inviting Ms. Sheila Pudukeril for the welcome speech.
Good morning, good evening, and namaskaram to all who are listening us and watching us through different social media platforms. A warm greetings to all of you from Brampton Malayali Samajam. We are conducting our 46th Doctor Live session today. And first of all, let me thank Almighty God for enabling us to come thus far with these wonderful health sessions. My name is Sheila Pudukeril and a committee member of the BMS. My duty is to welcome all to today's session. We are so privileged to have Honorable MP Sonia Sidhu from Brampton Riding South with us today. She was elected initially on October 19, 2015 as a member of parliament in a wave of hope, inclusivity, and positivity across the country. During her period in the parliament, she has worked for many mentionable causes and advocated for Bramptonians. This year, a few weeks back on June 30th, a bill was passed. Respected Sonia submitted Bill C-237, an act to establish a national framework to defeat diabetes. And on June 30th, when Canada was commemorating the 100th anniversary of the discovery of insulin by Sir Frederick Banting, this great bill was passed. As today, 11 millions of Canadians, including South Asians, are with diabetes or pre-diabetes. We are hoping, since this bill has passed, it is the time for the government and stakeholders to come together to create strategy to fight against diabetes and ultimately a cure. So we could look forward for that great work which was initiated by our dear MP. Also, I want to mention some of her works. She's the vice chair of the Status of Women Committee and also a proud member of Standing Committee on Health and the chair of All Party Caucus on Diabetes. She also has another mentionable work this year she did for her Brampton people's mental health conditions, as this pandemic has exacerbated a range of mental health issues in the area of Brampton South. As our respected MP Sonia Sidhu advocated for a great cause, and the federal government have announced its investment of
Shilama, she's there.
I think the screen is frozen.
I think Shilama's screen is frozen. Okay. Sheila Pudukeril bike. Internet. I think doctor is here. Dr. Shafia here.
Yeah, a very warm good morning to all.
Okay. Sheila Pudukeril, come bike. Okay, we can continue then. I think something wrong with the Sheila Pudukeril's line. I'm sorry about that. So let me invite Honorable MP Sonia Sidhu for she's the main guest for the today's Doctor Live. So I invite Dr. MP Sonia Sidhu for the speech.
Thank you, Corinne, Sheila. Namaskaram to all friends and members of the Malayali community here in Brampton. I'm Sonia Sidhu, Member of Parliament from Brampton South. It's good to see members of the Brampton Malayali Samaj joining us virtually for the 46th episode of Live. And so nice to see Dr. Shafia Salim from Dubai. I know it has been a while since we have met during the last in-person on Brampton boat race here in Brampton at Professor's Lake, and imitates the world famous Nehru Trophy race in Kerala. Thank you, Corinne, and all members for organizing this weekly discussion on health, which is so important, because we all know we are going through a very tough time. And now when everyone is almost getting the second dose, everyone cannot wait when we can meet personally. So the time is coming very soon, but still we need to listen to our health professional, what they say. As your federal member of parliament, as a member of the health committee in the House of Commons, I want to first give you a brief update about COVID. We're all happy to see cases decreasing in Brampton. 2 days ago, when I was in the City Hall, we have a conversation with the Dr. Lowe that time. He told us there's one case in Brampton Civic Hospital, so which is a good news for us. But we have to follow the health professionals or health officials, what they are saying to us. We need to listen to them still. As it stands now, we have a 50 million doses delivered and over 40 million administered in Canada, and millions more coming to Canada and Brampton. We have supported Canadians every step of the way in this pandemic. As we know, Canadians living with the diabetes have been hit hard, especially during pandemic. That is why today I wanted to join you to talk about diabetes and I'm here to share exciting news. So I know Sheila already talked about that. And our Brampton Malayali community just can get to know us, because some communities don't have a, newspaper, or we don't come to the events. So my bill, which I tabled 2 years ago, now it become a law, an act to establish a national framework for diabetes, which has becoming a law, and then the minister has to set up a framework in a year. So why it was so important for Brampton, especially in our South Asian communities, because every 6th Bramptonian is affected. Brampton is the city. Peel is #1 city in Ontario, which is affected with the diabetes. I know some other communities are Indigenous, and then, but in the province, Peel is #1. So it is so important to address this issue. So I'm very excited about this C-237 when it becomes law, and I will give you more information when I'm coming more into the community. So I have been working on this issue since day one. Before joining politics, 18 years, I was working in healthcare field. I saw how diabetes impacts Canadians, especially South Asians. Across Canada, 11 million Canadians live with the diabetes or pre-diabetes. As I told, in Brampton, it's a big issue. As the chair of a diabetes caucus in the parliament, I met with many Canadians through cross-country consultation. When I was representing Canada on the international stage, I talked to many international experts. They told me their countries, actually 71 countries who recommended by WHO are doing better, who has the national strategy. So we need one. That is why now we are going to make one. So as Sheila was saying, insulin, we give the insulin to the world. Why we cannot lead the way? I know 2 teams are working very hard on finding a cure. And that is why I put in my bill, we need to support a researcher as well, a data-driven bill. We need to work on prevention, awareness, treatment, and also disability tax credit. So I put everything, what I heard from everywhere to put in my bill. So 11 million Canadians can get benefit. Same thing in every 6th Bramptonian can get benefit. So thank you very much for sharing this to the Malayali community. I know Malayali community has a great contribution to Canada and in Brampton as well. But I love that boat race. You know, that is why once again, I look forward to the boat race in Brampton on August 21st. And my team will be taking part in the race. Korean, thank you, including me. Hope to everyone to see there. And any time you have any federal issue, I'm happy to assist. My office is on Mississauga Road, 5 Montpelier. My office number is 905-846-0076. Do not hesitate to contact me for any federal issue. I'm always there. But thank you again, Malayali Samajam, the contribution to Canada, to Brampton. Thank you once again to including me in your panel today. Thank you, Korean, and your team.
Thank you, Ms. Sonia ji. It's very great news for us, and happy to you with our team. Again, once more, thank you. We have a doctor from Dubai today. She already in the line, I believe. Doctor, you are there? Dr. Safia Salim
Yes,
is here.
Mr. Praveen, thank you.
I think Sheila Pudukela, she was always already welcome speech already done, and Sheila is back or not? Sheila
No.
Pudukela back?
No.
No. Okay, Doctor, we are welcoming you for this meeting, and she's from Dubai, and we are happy to hear more from you. Please have your speech.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Honorable Member of Parliament Sonia Sidhu, and all the other respected members of this Samaj. I'm really happy for the invite. Thank you so much for the invite. It's a very lovely morning in there, but it's sunset time in here in Abu Dhabi in UAE. And I can see it's very bright over there, but I'm sorry for the dim light in here. So I straight away I'll just go on to my my PowerPoint presentation. It's about the common dental problems that we face. I mean, my PPT is mainly based on the complaints that I usually get from my patients, and let me start with it. Right. Okay. I am Dr. Shifa Salim. I am working here in Medling Medical Center in Abu Dhabi, UAE. I'm a general dentist. And to start with the common dental problems, as you all know, the first ever problem that almost everyone might have faced is a toothache. And another thing is a sensitive teeth, bleeding gums, then the general deposits on the teeth, the dental cavities, the malocclusion, protruded teeth, spacing between teeth, crowding of teeth, and finally impacted teeth. So starting with the toothache, I feel it's a very common complaint among so many people. Toothache, let's go on to the causes. The causes is mainly from a tooth infection. A tooth infection which is caused by a deep cavity on the tooth, which causes pulpitis or even abscess and causes toothache. And many of the times the decayed teeth itself can cause toothache or sensitivity, which, like while taking something cold or while taking something sweet, that can cause also hypersensitivity, or that is increased sensitivity or toothache. Where people refer it to as toothache usually, but it's not, we cannot say exactly it is a tooth pain, but yes, people refer it to us as toothache. And then maybe some injury to the tooth and the related structures and the different gum infections and broken tooth may be due to any trauma, food and other debris that is wedged in between your teeth. All these can cause toothache. Now, how can we prevent toothache? Obviously, first and foremost, a healthy diet. And we have to avoid, like, as we all know, avoid junk food. Brushing your teeth after each meal is a very good option to avoid any kind of tooth problems, or at least reduce the incidence of it. Then brush your gums, your tongue also, using a soft toothbrush and a fluoridated toothpaste, and also flossing regularly to ward off any food lodgement in between the teeth. You can do flossing to do that, to prevent that. Then the preventing the tooth decay with fluoridated toothpaste. You cannot, I don't know if anyone of you has noticed, in the ingredient section it will be written 1500 ppm of fluoride, which I will go into detail in the following slides. then arrange your teeth to be cleaned by a dentist at least twice a year, or at least once in a year. Keep your bridge and dentures, those people who are having bridges and crowns and dentures in their mouth, we have to clean after every meal. At least washing of the mouth with pure water has to be done, which I am proud to be a Malayali, because it is in our culture that we always do wash our mouth after every meal. Wearing a protective dental guard or headgear while playing many sports like cycling, skating, anything, all that to prevent the injuries that can occur. And again, finally, smoking, which has to be avoided. And what you can do once you have a toothache, of course, first itself you will go for a medication, a pain medication like Panadol or Brufen. And another thing that you can do is, it's always when you lie down, always it's a complaint that when you have a toothache, while lying down for sleep. So that can be prevented by keeping your head in an elevated position. Then we can avoid eating many acidic, cold or hard foods just right before bed. And rinse your teeth with antiseptic mouthwash. About the antiseptic mouthwash, I will be coming in detail in the following slides. And a warm salt water gargle is always a very good option to prevent any sort of gum diseases or any infections in your mouth. Warm salt water gargle. And I think most of you all know that clove oil or clove is something you use to prevent the or to reduce the pain when you have a toothache. You can always dip the cotton in a clove oil and keep that cotton in your cavitated tooth, so that will reduce the pain on the tooth to a very large extent. And as we are going through this pandemic, I will just share you some of the symptoms that may be found in COVID-19 positive patients as well. That's first and foremost, as everyone knows, it's the loss of taste and smell, and many rashes. In some people, there may be some rashes inside the mouth. There may be oral ulcers, angular cheilitis, which is the infection of the commissure of the lips. Then there may be some bad breath, excessive saliva, etc., etc. These may be some of the oral symptoms that you may find in a COVID-19 positive patient. Then moving on to the next common problem, which is the gum diseases or the gingivitis, which is mainly as bleeding gums while brushing teeth or while chewing something, while eating. People get these bleeding from the gums, which, most of the people, they come to me when I do the scaling procedure, it'll be bleeding heavily for some people. When I ask them, has it been bleeding like this even before, and they very, very I mean, they don't consider it as a big problem or a complaint. They just say, yeah, I have been having this kind of bleeding gums all my life. It's okay, I'm living with it. But that's not the case. It's actually a starting symptom that you have to take care of. When your gums are bleeding, you have to take care of the fact that your gums need your attention, and you need to take a dentist appointment. Now, looking at the causes, there may be several causes for gum bleeding, and first and foremost, it will be always poor oral care habits, like not brushing your teeth properly, smoking, chewing tobacco, obviously in older age, and poor nutrition, including vitamin C deficiency. Then dental restorations that don't properly fit, or even crowding of teeth, which makes it very difficult for us to clean the teeth, clean the gums. that can cause gum infections, then conditions that decrease the immunity such as leukemia, HIV, etc., or even cancer treatment. Then certain drugs such as phenytoin, which is used for epileptic seizures, and some of the calcium channel blockers used for angina, high blood pressure, etc. Then hormonal changes in during pregnancy, menstrual cycle, or all these are reasons for gingivitis. And like it was told before, diabetes mellitus is a very common cause for gingivitis and periodontitis. Periodontitis is a more severe form of gingivitis, uh, and this, yes, it has to be taken care of because diabetes mellitus and periodontitis are both directly related. Once you have the periodontitis, uh, the blood sugar naturally goes up. So it will be very difficult to get a controlled blood sugar level when you have periodontitis. Then genetics, if your mother and father have been having a gum infections and problems, it naturally passes on to you as well. And medical conditions such as some viral or dental fungal infections also can cause gingivitis. Now let me show you the severity of these gum diseases. How it will affect very badly is that it will first it will be at the gum level, and then slowly it starts moving down to the bone. The bone starts wearing away because of the infection on the bone. It starts wearing away, and slowly the tooth starts getting mobile, which will further cause the tooth to even wear off, tooth to go off by itself. So this can be prevented with a very treatment such as scaling or the regular tooth cleaning that is done by your dentist. It's a very normal thing to, I think, for people to go every 6 months, and it should be done. It should not be ignored. It should not be avoided. I just want to show you one of my cases. This is a very young girl, a Filipino girl of 22 years old. She's just 22 years old. You can see the amount of calculus deposits on her teeth. So, and she was very shy, in fact, to just open her mouth and show me even. So when I checked, I found this, and she was very shy, and I did the scaling for her, and you can see just after the scaling was done, the situation of her teeth. Then I gave her antibiotics, I gave her antiseptic mouthwash, everything, and I asked her to come for a follow-up after 1 week, and this is what we found. So you can see the amount of healing just by doing a scaling and antibiotics, just by going to the dentist at the right time, how she could save her teeth in such a young age. So this should not be neglected. That's what I wanted to say. So this is a simple, and many of the people, I think, what they are scared of is that when they go for scaling, they're scared that, after the scaling procedure, my sensitivity has really increased. So that's not the case. Now, what happens is that when we are doing scaling, when we are removing the deposits, the root portion of the tooth gets exposed. When that gets exposed, the root portion of the tooth is always sensitive. So obviously there may be some sensitivity after, which can be solved by using desensitizing toothpaste. Like many toothpastes are available, like Sensodyne, Colgate Sensitive, even Thermoseal. All these toothpaste, any desensitizing toothpaste can be used for sensitivity after the scaling procedure. So let me just show you some of the oral hygiene methods or the things we can use. We always we suggest you to use only a soft or an extra soft bristled toothbrush. never a medium or a hard toothbrush, never. These using of a hard toothbrush for a very long time can cause wearing away of your teeth at the neck level, at the neck of your teeth, and also the gums starts receding away from your teeth. So it's always the best option is to use a soft or an extra soft label toothbrush. And very good toothpaste with a fluoride content of 1500 ppm is always good to do toothbrushing, and it should be done in the morning and in the night. And this is a good option of the mouthwash, that is an antiseptic mouthwash. An antiseptic mouthwash means the content here in the mouthwash will be chlorhexidine, which is the antiseptic content. This is the one we always prescribe after for mild cases of gingivitis, mild cases of gum diseases. This is good enough to solve the infections of the mouth. Then, let me just show you a small video of the right brushing technique. Okay. Let me just tell you, this is purely for educational purpose that I showed you this video. And as being said in this video, please make sure that if you want a very healthy gums and teeth, definitely toothbrushing plays a very important part, and regular toothbrushing, and it should be done on all the surfaces of the teeth. We have to be careful that all the surfaces of the teeth are being taken care of while toothbrushing. And even the inside part, the lower part, the chewing part, all the portions have to be brushed properly. And always a toothpaste amount, it is not necessary that you have to cover the full of tooth bristles with the toothpaste. You just need to cover only a tip of your toothbrush with a toothpaste, especially for small kids. For small kids under the age of 3, only a smear, a thin smear of toothpaste should be used. And if kids are about 3 to 6 years of age, they can always use a pea-sized amount of toothpaste. And as being shown in the video, it should be the toothpaste or toothbrush always should be held at an angle of 45, and it should not you should never brush against your gums. It should be always on the upper side, from the gums downwards, and for the lower teeth, from the gums upwards. That should be the motion always. And yes, the toothbrushes are supposed to be changed every 3 to 6 months, or whenever you find that your the bristles are wearing away, please do change your toothbrush. And it is during this pandemic situation, I think it is a good idea to sanitize your toothbrush in at least weekly, at least. So this is a very good technique that you can follow at home itself. Just use half cup of water, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and a dash of baking soda, and just dip your toothbrush in it for about half an hour. That's enough. So that's a very good method to sanitize your brush at home itself. Then let's move on to the common dental problems that we find on kids, especially. The very common one is obviously the tooth decay, and in very small kids from 2 years of age to from 2 to 6 years of age, what we generally find is the early childhood caries, which is the caries or the cavities that is affecting the front teeth, the front 6 teeth of mainly the upper teeth, and the bad breath, sensitive teeth. Then one very important thing that we have to be careful in our kids is the bad oral habits, which are thumb sucking, teeth grinding, and mouth breathing habits. I'm coming into detail about all these in the coming slides. And some other problems, obviously, even in kids, there can be some gum diseases as well because of the deposits on their teeth. Then there will be ulcers, there will be retained milk teeth. Retained milk teeth are those which, for some kids, the milk teeth don't go off by itself, don't exfoliate by itself. That is by the age of 6 years. From the age of 6 years, the milk teeth usually starts to exfoliate by itself. So for some kids, it doesn't go off by itself, and the permanent teeth starts erupting backwards, which can cause a malocclusion, or the eruption can come from here and there, and that can cause malocclusion of your teeth, crowding, spacing, protrusion, everything. So in such cases, the retained milk teeth has to be removed by a dentist. Always removed by a dentist. It may not remove by itself, or even a mother and father cannot remove it, because there might be a good amount of root portion still left, which is why it is not going off by itself. So in those cases, the dentist has to remove it. Now, the oral hygiene in kids, of course, kids being they don't know how to do it themselves. The parents are the one to take care of it, to give them guidance on how to brush their teeth, using a very always adult toothpaste should not be used for small kids. Toothpaste containing a 500 ppm of fluoride should only be used for brushing of small kids' teeth. And with the help of a parent, a father or a mother is always good if they can help your kids to brush their teeth properly, because they may be just eating the toothpaste and coming back. If you just give them the toothbrush and the paste, and they may be just eating up the paste, and they'll just come back. So that's not what we want. So we should be with them and help them brush their teeth, all the surfaces up and down. And it's a good option to give them electronic toothbrush. It's very widely available now. Obviously kids don't know how to brush their tooth themselves. So it's always a good option to buy them an electronic toothbrush which will do its job. They just have to hold it in their tooth. The brush will do its job by properly cleaning all the surfaces. And for kids above 2 years of age, and they don't they don't know how to hold their brush, the mothers or fathers can use a finger brush. It's very widely available now. They can use a finger brush to clean their tiny little teeth. Even as soon as the teeth erupts, the parents can do this for their kids. They can brush their teeth using this finger brush. Very conveniently they can brush their teeth. And like I told you, the early childhood caries can be healed by just an application of something called as a fluoride gel. You need only a dentist visit for this, but yes, for your kids dental health, this is always, if they have caries, it's a good option to not to ignore it and give a proper treatment to it. If you go to the dentist will give you a fluoride gel, which will help you prevent more these caries going into further decay. And the next problem that almost all the people face is malocclusion, or the bad bite. The bad bite. Different types of malocclusions are there: overly crowded, overbite, underbite. Different types of malocclusions are there, and the main causes are, it starts from the childhood itself. The bad oral habits such as thumb sucking, extended pacifier or feeding bottle use, or tongue thrusting. Then for some people, obviously, hereditary is a cause for malocclusion. The difference in the size of your upper and lower jaws, the difference in the size of your teeth and jaws. For some people, there may be a bigger jaw and a smaller teeth. In those cases, they will have a wide spacing between their teeth. In some cases, there will be a smaller jaw and big size teeth. In those cases, there may be crowding of teeth. So all these can cause malocclusion. Then for some people, congenital, there will be some teeth missing, lost teeth, extra teeth. All these can cause malocclusion. Impacted teeth, the injuries that is resulting in the misalignment of the jaw, airway obstruction, mouth breathing, all these, and some birth defects like cleft lip, cleft palate also causes malocclusion. So why a normal bite is important is what we need to know first. So there will be obviously a problem in biting and chewing if your bite is not proper, and you might have a lisp, that is, you might have difficulty in pronouncing certain words properly. There will be difficulty in breathing, and the facial appearance itself becomes abnormal, and there might be even teeth grinding if you don't have a normal bite. So let me just go on to the some of the oral habits that is very dangerous for your kids, and what we should try to do to avoid going into further problems when your kids have such oral habits. So if the thumb sucking persists after the primary teeth have erupted, it can change the growth patterns of the jaw and cause significant misalignment of the teeth. And the most common malocclusion or problem that is found in kids with thumb sucking is an open bite, an anterior open bite, or the front open bite. The upper and the lower teeth don't bite properly. So I'll just show you that this is the normal bite. This is how your normal bite has to be. But in people with who have had the habit of thumb sucking, they will have an open bite. And another problem is the overbite, which occurs when the teeth are directed outward. And this is mostly confined to the upper front teeth alone. And this can even affect the shape of the face and the smile, and individuals with extreme overbites may need extensive orthodontic treatment to correct the issue. Then children who suck their thumbs over the course of years may experience uncomfortable or serious skin problems even on the thumb that they are sucking. So when exposed to the moisture of the skin, the moisture of the mouth, the skin may become vulnerable to other injuries, and in some cases it can crack or bleed, and making the child's hands vulnerable to infection. And also there may be inability to pronounce hard consonant sounds like D and T, etc. So these are some, it's very widely available in the market. So many options are now available in the market. When we were small, like our mothers used to say, if we are thumb sucking, if any kid is thumb sucking, apply something that is very bitter on their hands so that they don't suck that thumb. So the same can be applied to our kids if they are doing thumb sucking. But if that doesn't stop, even so many other devices are available in the market, like thumb sucking stop, etc., which can be used to prevent the thumb sucking habit going further. Next, another oral habit that we need to take care is mouth breathing. Mouth breathing can cause a lot of problems on the face itself, on the facial formation itself, like flattened nose, shortened upper lip, receding chin, forward head posture, and obviously when you're having if you're a mouth breather, you will have extreme fatigue. Actually, you will not be very fresh in the morning. What we can do to prevent these oral habits in children? We can, as a dentist, I can give a lot of there are a lot of habit breaking appliances are available now to break these habits and prevent it to going into further problems. To break the thumb sucking habit, we have this thumb stop, and lip biting habits can be solved with a lip bumper. Then mouth breathing habit can be solved with even a headgear, or it's also called as oral screen. There is another appliance called oral screen, which can be used to prevent mouth breathing in kids. And etc. Tongue guard is another appliance which we can use to prevent the tongue thrusting habit. Some kids apply they protrude their teeth with the tongue, which causes the upper front teeth to protrude outward. This is called tongue thrusting habit, and it can be avoided by using a tongue guard appliance. And this is an oral screen appliance. So different appliances were available to prevent such oral habits. And other treatments, once you reach the age, once the kids reach the age of 12 to 13 years, all their permanent teeth might have erupted. All the milk teeth may have exfoliated, and all the permanent teeth have erupted by this 12 to 13 years of age. Then we can do a fixed orthodontic treatment. As we all know, the braces, we can use it to correct our different bite problems. And another common problem is smoking. Smoking is another very bad habit that can cause a lot of problems. Generally, as everyone know, it can cause lung cancer, brain damage, larynx cancer, gastrointestinal problems. Many problems can be caused due to smoking. But let's look into the oral changes that can be caused due to smoking. So first is the smoker's melanosis, which is the increased tissue pigmentation or darkening due to the irritation from the tobacco smoke. And this typically, this pigmentation occurs on the gums of the upper and the lower front teeth. And another is the periodontal disease. Obviously, in continued smoking, there will be periodontitis, and even the periodontal treatment itself may not work if you are continuously smoking. Greater amount of bone loss will be there around the teeth, and that can cause the exfoliation of teeth in a regular smoker. And another problem is the nicotinic stomatitis, or there will be the dark coloration of the palate or the roof of your mouth. the hard palate or the roof of the mouth appears white instead of pink, and numerous small raised areas with red centers may be found throughout the palate. But all these things, the best part is that these things can be always reversed back if you are quitting smoking or stopping smoking. These all these changes will go back to its original this original color, like within weeks, like within 2 to 6 weeks, all these will come back to normal. Smokeless tobacco induced changes can, the using of the smokeless tobacco can produce specific changes in the areas of the mouth where it is held. The areas will appear more whitish and wrinkled than normal healthy tissue. And another problem is the gingival recession and the tooth abrasion. Unfortunately, gingival recession and the tooth abrasion are the and periodontitis are the three things which we cannot reverse even after we stop smoking. Rest all the other changes we can reverse back to its original shape and color once we stop smoking. But gingival recession and tooth abrasion and periodontitis, it's normally not very reversible. Then another issue that is found in regular smokers is the black hairy tongue, which results from either an overgrowth of the normal tongue papillae or a decrease in the rate that the papillae are removed. And with tobacco use, the overgrown papillae can trap the pigment from the tobacco and take on a black appearance. And finally, as we all know, smoking causes oral cancer as well. And these oral cancers are primarily found on the floor of the mouth, on the sides, on the underside, and on the soft palate, which is the back part of your mouth. Now, what happens when you quit smoking? I just want to read the slide out to you. What happens within minutes of smoking your last cigarette? Your body starts to recover. Within 20 minutes, your heart rate and your blood pressure drops. Within 24 hours, your chance of heart attack decreases. Within 2 weeks to 3 months, your circulation improves and your lung function increases. Within 1 to 9 months, your coughing, shortness of breath, and sinus congestion decreases. Within 1 year, your risk of heart disease drops to half that of a smoker. And within 5 years, risk of cancer of the mouth, throat, esophagus, and bladder are cut in half. Within 10 years, lung cancer risk is half that of a smoker. And within 15 years, the risk of heart disease is that of a non-smoker, just by quitting smoking. Okay, so how to quit smoking? It is a general problem in people who have been smoking for a very long time. It is very difficult for them to stop smoking. So for people like that, there are so many nicotine replacement therapies available, including counseling, nicotine gums, nicotine nasal spray, nicotine skin patches, nicotine inhalers, etc., etc. All these can help you if you have the mind, if you are willing to stop or quit smoking. You will definitely find a way out. Where there is a will, there is a way. So thank you so much for letting me do this session. It was very enlightening to see such wonderful people from Canada. My energy is a bit low because it's already evening in here, but I can see you are all very. I can stop the screen sharing right now, correct? Yes, Mr. Kuria?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, done today. Thank you, Dr. Shifa Salim, for today to join with us. And നല്ലൊരു ക്ലാസ് ഡെന്റലിനെ പറ്റിയുള്ള അറിയേണ്ട അറിവുകളൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് പകർന്നു തന്നു. നമ്മളെല്ലാം കേട്ടുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞാൻ തിരികെയായിരുന്നു. നല്ല ഒരു ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു. വളരെ താങ്ക് യു. അപ്പം വോട്ട് ഓഫ് താങ്ക്സ് പറയാൻ വേണ്ടി നമ്മുടെ സമാജത്തിന്റെ കമ്മിറ്റി അംഗമായ ശ്രീ ഷിബു കൂടുതലിനെ ക്ഷണിച്ചോളൂ. ഷിബു കണ്ടിട്ട് മ്യൂട്ട് ആക്കേ, മ്യൂട്ടാണ്. ഷിബി മ്യൂട്ടാണേ.
നമസ്കാരം, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
ഓക്കെ.
ഓക്കെ, എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. കഴിഞ്ഞ 46 ആഴ്ചയായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ നടത്തി വരുന്ന ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് ലൈവ്, അതിൽ കൂടെ ഡയബറ്റിക്, ഹൈപ്പർ ടെൻഷൻ, ആസ്മ, ലങ് ക്യാൻസർ, സ്റ്റൊമക് ക്യാൻസർ, COVID-19 വാക്സിൻ ബെനിഫിറ്റ് അപ്ഡേറ്റ്സ്, സ്ട്രെസ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്, ഡിപ്രഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയ എല്ലാ രോഗപ്രതിരോധ മാർഗങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് വിവിധ ചികിത്സാ രീതികൾ, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ അലോപ്പതി, ആയുർവേദം, ഹോമിയോ, സിദ്ധവൈദ്യം തുടങ്ങിയ ഒരു രോഗം വന്നാൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളൊരു പ്രശ്നത്തെ അഭിമുഖീകരിച്ചാൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് ബ്രാഹ്മൺ മലയാളി സമാജം ഡോക്ടർ ലൈവ് യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ ഒന്ന് സെർച്ച് ചെയ്താൽ അതിനകത്ത് അതിനുള്ള എല്ലാ പ്രതിവിധിയും എല്ലാവർക്കും അവിടെ നിന്ന് കിട്ടുന്നതാണ്. ഈ ഡോക്ടർ ലൈവ് 1-2 ആഴ്ചയല്ല നടത്തി വരുന്നത്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 46 ആഴ്ചയായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, അഭിമാനിക്കാവുന്ന രീതിയിൽ ഈ ഡോക്ടർ ലൈവ് നടത്താൻ ഇതിൻ്റെ മുന്നിലും പിന്നിലും പ്രവർത്തിച്ച എല്ലാവരെയും അഭിനന്ദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കട്ടെ. Firstly, the Brampton Malayali Samajam would like to express its special thanks to our chief guest, Member of Parliament Brampton South, Ms. Sonia Sidhu MP, for accepting our invitation and setting aside some time for us in the midst of this very busy life. Thank you, madam. അടുത്തതായി നന്ദി പ്രകാശിപ്പിക്കേണ്ടത് നമ്മുടെ അധ്യക്ഷൻ. ആദ്യമേ പറഞ്ഞുകൊള്ളട്ടെ, ഒരു വണ്ടി ഓടണമെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ നല്ലൊരു ഡ്രൈവർ ആയിരിക്കണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നേർവഴിക്ക് പോകത്തില്ല, ശരിയായ ദിശയിൽ പോകത്തില്ല, അത് ലക്ഷ്യസ്ഥാനത്ത് എത്തത്തില്ല. നമുക്ക് നല്ലൊരു ഡ്രൈവറിനെ കിട്ടി, നമ്മുടെ നല്ലൊരു മുന്നണി പോരാളി കിട്ടി. അതിന് വലുതായിട്ട് അഭിമാനിക്കുകയാണ് നമ്മളൊക്കെ. എത്ര പ്രശംസിച്ചാലും പറയാൻ വാക്കുകൾ പോരാ. നല്ലൊരു പ്രസിഡന്റിനെ കിട്ടിയതിൽ അത് ഈ ബ്രാഹ്മൺ സമാജത്തിനും മലയാളികൾക്കെല്ലാം അഭിമാനമാവുന്ന നമ്മുടെ പ്രസിഡന്റ് മിസ്റ്റർ കുര്യൻ പ്രക്കാനത്തെ പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. അതുപോലെ ഇന്ന് വെൽക്കം സ്പീച്ചിനായി വന്നിരുന്ന നമ്മുടെ മെമ്പർ ഷീല പുതുക്കേരിൽ മേഡത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇതിൻ്റെ പിന്നിൽ സജീവമായി ഈ ഒരു സൂം മീറ്റിംഗ് കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത സജീവ് മോഹന് പ്രത്യേകമായി നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. ഇതിൻ്റെ മുന്നിലും പിന്നിലും പ്രവർത്തിച്ച എല്ലാ കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സിനും അതുപോലെ എല്ലാ വെൽവിയേഴ്സിനും പ്രത്യേക നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. ആർക്കെങ്കിലും നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്താൻ വിട്ടുപോയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവരെയും പ്രത്യേകം ഓർത്തുകൊള്ളുന്നു. അതുപോലെ ഇനിയും വരാൻ പോകുന്ന നമ്മുടെ ബിഗ് ഇവൻ്റ് ബോട്ട് റേസിന് എല്ലാവരുടെയും സഹകരണം അഭ്യർത്ഥിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എൻ്റെ ഈ ചെറിയൊരു വോട്ട് ഓഫ് താങ്ക്സിൽ നിന്ന് ഞാൻ വിരമിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
താങ്ക് യു ഷിബു. ഡോക്ടർ ഷഫിയ സലീമിന് അഗെയിൻ ബ്രാൻഡൻ മലയാളി സമാജത്തിൻ്റെ ഞങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും സ്പെഷ്യൽ നന്ദി. യോഗേഷിൻ്റെയും ഞങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഭീമസ് ഫാമിലിയുടെ ബ്രാൻഡൻ മലയാളി സമാജ ഫാമിലിയുടെ മുഴുവനായിട്ടുള്ള നന്ദി.
ഒരു പ്രശ്നം, സോറി, പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഓർഡർ മാറിപ്പോയി, സോറി. പ്രത്യേകം അടുത്തായി പ്രത്യേകം സോറി പറയുന്നു. നമ്മളെ ക്ഷണം സ്വീകരിച്ച് ഈ ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് ലൈവിലൂടെ കോമൺ ഡെന്റൽ പ്രോബ്ലംസിനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കാൻ ജനറൽ ആൻഡ് കോസ്മെറ്റിക് ഡെന്റിസ്റ്റായി ഡോക്ടർ ഷിഫ സലീം ഇവിടെ എത്തിച്ചേർന്ന് വിലയേറിയ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ നമുക്ക് പങ്കുവച്ചു. പ്രിവെൻഷൻ ഓഫ് ടൂത്ത് ക്ലീനിങ്, ഓറൽ സിംറ്റംസ് ഇൻ COVID in some patients, ബ്രഷിംഗ് ടെക്നിക്ക്, കിഡ്സ് കോമൺ ഡെൻ്റൽ പ്രോബ്ലംസ്, ബ്രഷിംഗ് എങ്ങനെ ബ്രഷ് ചെയ്യണം, പേസ്റ്റ് എത്ര ഉപയോഗിക്കണം, ഹൗ ടു പ്രിവെൻറ്റ് കിഡ്സ് തം സക്കിങ്, ഓറൽ ചേഞ്ചസ് ഡ്യൂ ടു സ്മോക്കിംഗ്, ഓറൽ ക്യാൻസർ. ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ വ്യക്തമായ ഒരു കാഴ്ചപ്പാട് നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കി തന്നു. നല്ലൊരു ഇൻഫർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സെക്ഷനായിരുന്നു. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് പല്ല് നല്ലതല്ലെങ്കിൽ മനുഷ്യന് ചിരിക്കാനൊക്കത്തില്ല, അത് സ്വാഭാവികമാണ്. ഇപ്പം നല്ലൊരു പല്ല് ഫ്രണ്ട് ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ചിരിക്കാൻ അവർക്കൊരു പൊതുവെ ഒരു ഇൻസൈഡായി പോകും. ഒരു സമൂഹത്തിൽ ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ പൊത്തിപ്പിടിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കാനും ഇല്ല കൈ ഫ്രണ്ടിൽ സംസാരിക്കാൻ ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് ചിരിക്കാൻ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. ഞാൻ ഒത്തിരി അഭിമുഖീകരിച്ച വ്യക്തിയാണ്. ഫ്രണ്ടിലൊരു പല്ലുള്ളെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ചിരിക്കാൻ. മിക്കപ്പോഴും ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ പലരും ചിരിക്കത്തില്ല, ഗൗരവത്തിരിക്കും. പലരും കാരണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അവരുടെ പല്ല് പുറത്ത് കാണുക വൃത്തികേടാകുമോ, അവർ ചിരിക്കുമോ, ആ ഒരു കുഴപ്പമുള്ളതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. പക്ഷെ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊക്കെയുള്ള വ്യക്തമായ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു നല്ലൊരു ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു. എപ്പോഴും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നല്ലൊരു ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ തന്നത് മേഡത്തിന് പ്രത്യേക നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. ഞാൻ അത് ഇടയ്ക്ക് വിട്ടുപോയി ക്ഷമയും ചോദിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
താങ്ക് യു ഷിബു. എനിക്ക് തോന്നി ഷിബു അത് അറിയാം പറഞ്ഞതിന്. നമുക്ക് സംഭവിക്കില്ല.
എനിക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ടൊന്നും പറയാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടില്ല. ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഒരുപാട് സ്ക്വീസ് ചെയ്ത് ഞാൻ മാക്സിമം ചെറുതാക്കി എടുത്തതാണ്.
ഇല്ല, കുഴപ്പമില്ല. കുറച്ച് സമയത്തുള്ളിൽ കൂടുതൽ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടി. ഇതിപ്പം യൂട്യൂബ് കിടക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് എപ്പോഴായാലും ഇപ്പം ആൾക്കാർ കുറച്ചാണെങ്കിലും പിന്നെ ഇത് കാണുന്നവർ എണ്ണം കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും. ഒരു ആവശ്യം
നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഇവിടുത്തെ ഒരു സെറ്റപ്പ് അനുസരിച്ച് ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ അന്നേരം സഞ്ജയ് ലൈവ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്തേ ഇതിന്റെ സെറ്റപ്പ് ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ പിന്നീട് അത് കാണുക, ഒന്നിച്ച് ഓൺലൈനിൽ വന്ന് കാണുക എന്നുള്ളതല്ല, അത് പിന്നീട് അവരത് സഞ്ജയ് ലൈവ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യാം.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
മേഡം ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്, ബിസി ആണോ?
ഇല്ല, പറയൂ, കുഴപ്പമില്ല, പറയൂ.
ഈ